is Chris Williams. I live in Ward 6, and I appreciate having my voice heard. In preparing Calgary's budget, it's essential to understand the financial implications of continued participation in the Partners for Climate Protection program. This program, developed by the Federation of Canadian Municipalities and ICLEI Canada, requires participating municipalities to meet various milestones in developing and implementing climate action plans. Each of these milestones incurs costs that can significantly impact municipal budgets. It's also crucial to note that the FCM, ICLEI Canada, and the Government of Canada have waived all liability for the outcomes of this program, meaning that the full responsibility for all associated costs and liabilities rests solely on participating municipalities and elected officials. However, municipalities are not bound by contract to remain in the program and are free to withdraw at any time. Calgary's Climate Action Plan was projected to cost $87 billion over 28 years. This translates to approximately $5,500 per household per year over 28 years. While this would not all come from increased municipal taxes, the city is requesting funding from other levels of government, so ultimately it's all tax dollars, much of which is likely going to be deficit spending, incurring financing costs over and above this estimate. I'm just going to look at one big ticket item as an example of wasteful spending, which is switching to electric buses. The city announced it would secure $491 million to replace up to 259 diesel buses with electric. The buses cost about $1.2 million each. The electric vehicles were described as zero emission, which is not at all accurate, given that electric power in Alberta is primarily generated with natural gas. Because the buses take time to recharge, each route would require 2 buses, so one can be operating while the other is charging. This more than quadruples the cost of one diesel-powered bus route. Furthermore, the city doesn't have a facility to charge all these electric buses, and that requires a massive investment. It wasn't clear whether the $491 million included the cost of charging facilities. The City of Edmonton has just experienced a massive financial loss related to their failed electric bus program, which should be instructive for Calgary. The buses do not get the mileage they're projected to get, in part because of our cold climate, but also because the batteries hold significantly less charge over a short time of operation. While a transition to electric is described as going green, these initiatives do not appear to factor in the environmental costs of strip mining the earth using heavy equipment powered by fossil fuels, nor the environmental cost of increased tire consumption caused by the heavy electric vehicles, nor the increased wear and tear on municipal roads due to the heavy vehicles. It does not factor in the socioeconomic costs of mining the rare earth minerals, which have been reported to often be sourced from mines using children laboring without proper protective equipment and exposed to toxic heavy metals in dangerous working conditions. Nor does it factor in the environmental impact of disposing of spent batteries, which don't last as long as expected. There's also the liability risk, given that electrical vehicles are more likely to catch fire when involved in a collision, but also there are many reports of spontaneous combustion. And typical guardrails are not designed to withstand the impact of these heavy vehicles. I'll be following up with information from climate researchers, including a Nobel Prize winner, showing climate data that does not support the climate crisis narrative. This includes evidence that current CO2 levels are near historic lows going back 500 million years, and that CO2 does not drive global warming. The science on the supposed climate crisis is far from settled. And Council has a duty to critically assess the data on both sides of the debate before committing to these enormous expenses, which don't appear to be justified by the climate data. By weighing the costs and liabilities against the potential benefits, Canadian municipalities can make informed decisions that prioritize local needs, fiscal responsibility, and community well-being. I urge the city to withdraw from the PCP, ICLEI, and all other UN-affiliated climate action programs. The science doesn't justify it, we can't afford it, and it's not all that green. Thank you.